So following the engine lift the other day and placing it on the pallet, Ziggy is ready today to put it back together. But we had to obviously take it apart because we needed to lift it through the cockpit, and it wouldn't fit in one piece. So now putting it together, it seems to be a little bit more difficult task than taking it apart. Ziggy is trying to trace his steps back as much as he can. When he
for that, when I was taking the engine apart, I made short videos where exactly the parts are and how they were before I start taking them out. But it's still
that helps.
A bit complicated because I suck with mechanics and engines. That's not my strong side.
And as you can see, this piece is a different color because that's the one we ordered. That's the one that Ziggy had to drill through because some of the bolts snapped. They were so corroded that they literally snapped. So he had no choice, he had to drill through. So he damaged the whole piece. He managed to find it online on eBay, which was not an easy task because on the manual, all the components of the engine were described in very good detail. However, this one was not shown on the manual, but he managed to find it. And when he's putting it back together, he is obviously putting the bolts in, but using this product, which is an anti-seize paste. And also, one other thing, the reason why he is putting it back together is, well, two reasons for that. It's for the ease of transport, and another reason is for the mechanic, because he deals with these engines, exactly the same ones, but the ones in tractors. So he doesn't know the marinized part of this engine, and we want to kind of give him an idea of what it looks like and how it works. But we are pretty confident he would have figured it out anyway. And it just started raining. Now that's our luck. Time to go inside. In that case, what I can do, I'm actually gonna do this engine compartment, gonna clean it out, and I'm gonna remove all that stuff, all the insulation, because it's looking terrible. It's looking absolutely terrible at the moment, but we're getting there. One step at a time. Nice.
So yesterday I managed to assemble all the parts of the engine. It's packed and ready to be sent to Poland. And today I'm starting with disconnecting the engine panel in the cockpit. Either we will buy the new engine panel or we will have something custom made. As I've done everything with the engine now and everything is ready for shipping, I have a few more things which we would like to send with the engine. We also want to include a few other parts from Squalo. One of them is a bow roller, which is also a chain plate for our forestay. When we purchased the Squalo, the bow roller was damaged. There, like you can see, this is just pretty kink. I think someone hit the either the pontoon with it, and then this how this is supposed to look. So those two, they should align nicely with the holes, and there is a pin which is holding our anchor there. We couldn't release the anchor because of that pin was so bent that I have to cut it and then grind it. So that's the next step, is just removing that part, and then I will have to remove those fed leads here. They're looking quite full now. It's always like that. The last one is most difficult one. So I undone those 6 screws. They had the nuts on the bottom with washers, so they are released. Right now it's a more tricky thing to do. I will have to ask my lovely partner to give me a hand with them, and she's always happy to help. So I will use a wrench on inside, and she has to hold the screws on the outside, and then it should be fairly easily. Nad, will you give me a hand for a few minutes? I said you're always happy to help.
Yeah. Is that secure? That was not looking good. So corroded here. Yeah, you got it. Don't drop it now.
Oh, that's heavy.
Nice.
It's a bit of thick, I think. Yeah, it's thick, definitely. You can see wet everywhere. That's normal. That's the part of the boat where most of the water is always hitting. And hitting the boat. While it's flying to the waves, it's just normal. While I have all the tools in here on the bow, I will take the opportunity and remove our pulpit as well.
Our pulpit is officially gone. Squalo is naked. That just looks weird, isn't it? It's another weekend on board our lovely boat. This is the first time I came here without Ziggy, so it feels a little bit strange. Sadly, he had to work this weekend. I guess the silver lining here is he won't have to do any sanding this week. Instead, it will be me doing all the sanding. Last week, I only just started inside the engine compartment, and I managed to remove most of the fittings as well as the insulation, and the room is starting to look much better. So today I will be spending most of the time bending my spine into a pretzel. I'll be trying out a new sander that we recently splashed out on, and I'd like to show it off. It's a Festool. Festool is a brand that's known for its very good quality power tools. We do have Mirka orbital sander, which is, although pretty old, is still very, very good. But because there are two of us, one sander, and still a lot of sanding to be done, we wouldn't be going too far with just one sander. So additional one was a must. I think we mentioned it before that Ziggy is a carpenter, so we're quite lucky in a way that we already had a lot of tools that would be very useful during this refit. Sadly, Ziggy's car was recently broken into, and all his tools stolen, literally all of them. They haven't even left one drill bit. I know what you're thinking, that, well, why would you leave all your tools in the trunk of your car? Well, he always takes them onto the building site with him. Only that day he was doing some roof resin work or something and didn't really need them. Left them in the car outside his workplace, and just like that, within a couple of hours, they were all gone. Some cordless tools that we bought specifically for this project, for the boat, were also in the trunk of that car. Hence, we are slowly buying back the tools that we need for both his work, as well as we're gonna need here on board Squalo. What made it worse, I found an offer online for a hardly used sander, the exact same one you see here. The lady selling it was from Bristol, but it was such a bargain I couldn't give it a pass. I went all the way to Bristol. It's about, what, 3 hours drive from our place, so a bit of a drive, but I think it's still worth it. Oh, let's hope so. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. The person advertising it didn't even live there, and it appeared to be just a scam. I wasn't the first person that fell for it. I don't really understand the whole point of this because I never transferred any money, but I suppose some people find it amusing to scam people like that. After that unfortunate event, we kind of gave up looking for a bargain and splashed out on this new one. So yeah, let me take it for a spin. To do a good job here and gain access to every single side of that compartment, I need to open that cabin sole. It's also pretty hot today, so it would be nice to get some fresh air. But without Ziggy's help, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it myself because it's pretty heavy. I kind of miss him already. Okay, that was easier than I thought. Now this bit. Oh god, I thought this would be the easier part. Let me push it from underneath a little bit. Actually not all that heavy, it's just very awkward to get it out. There was a lot of work and so little results, but small steps lead to big changes eventually. But anyway, once this room is ready for painting, I would like to show you which paint we're going to be using. I've researched plenty of different types of paints out there, And the one that's mentioned most for bilges and lockers is Dumboline by International. However, I was looking for something, well, more durable and hard wearing. So I went down the rabbit hole of two-part epoxy based paints. And Total Boat Bilge Paint was one that came up. However, that one is not available here in the UK or Europe. So I then came across a brand I've never heard of, or two different brands, but their products look very promising. They were both available here in the UK, and that's T-Mac and PPG. I then came across a very informative video by Sailing Lady Africa, which also mentioned the PPG brand, and they used it on their extensive refit of their boat. I think by then our mind was pretty much settled on the PPG brand. We then also reached out to PPG representative, and he then recommended exactly which paint we should use for this project. So the product of this extensive research is this. This is a primer, Sigma Cover 280, a 4-litre tin. And the top coat it's called a Sigma Dur 550. And that's a glossy finish. Not today, but soon enough we will find out if that money was well spent. That's it for this video. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up, and we hope you can join us next week.